Hey guys, Squatch here. Want to do a quick video on the Redding slide bar automatic primer feeding system. I just recently purchased this for my T7. So I'm going to do a quick unboxing here, or untubing, and we're going to do an install and show you how it works. So in the tube you get two cotter pins. Those are going to go for the primer pickup tubes. We got the hardware, two slide bars, one for large, one for small primers, the assembly itself, the shroud, and just one quick note. When I purchased this, I noticed that there's an addendum in the instructions here, and that is Redding is now providing two slide bars here, one for large, one for small primers. And in the past, what they had provided was the cups. So you would take the cups off, change the cups out, set your seating depth, and now Redding is doing all that for you from the factory, and they're providing one bar for each. So changeovers are going to be a lot quicker. It's a lot more convenient, and it's a nice little upgrade there from Redding that they started this year. So now we'll get to removing the old system from the T7 and show you how this installs. So now we're looking at the primer system as it comes when you purchase your T7. Now, there is really nothing wrong with this system. It's basically everything you see on most of your standard single stage presses. You will place the primer in by hand. It'll fall underneath the shell holder, and then when you do your downward stroke, it'll place the primer. Now, you'll notice that there is 3 mounting holes here already. So the automatic sliding primer bar system has already been pre-engineered by Redding. So it's a nice upgrade, and it's already there. There's no modifications needed. So the install work is pretty straightforward. So the first thing we're going to do is remove this system with an 1/8 inch Allen wrench. We will loosen the bolt that's holding the lever style priming system in place. So we will remove that, and then we'll set it aside. So as you notice, there's 3 mounting holes here. With the new system, we're going to utilize the top and the bottom bolt. So now we're going to move forward in installing the new system. Alright guys, so to put the new system in place, we need to take the housing assembly here that your slide bar fits into. In this case, I'm going to run with the large primers. So the first step is to pull the spring back on the slide bar, put it in place in the assembly, and then we're going to take our fasteners, keeping in mind that we're using the top and the bottom holes here, and all we're going to do at first is just get those started, and then we're going to hand tighten them, keeping in mind that we're going to just snug these up while moving our slide bar back and forth. And this is just to prevent any binding or anything as we tighten these down. So once we get them pretty much hand tight, all we're going to do is just snug them up. You don't want to go too tight, because keep in mind you're going to want to switch back and forth between large and small primers. So just making sure they're snug is really all you need. So now that we see everything's moving freely, we're going to go ahead and load some primers, load the pickup tube, and show you how it functions. So now we're going to pick up some primers. I just laid a few out here to show you guys how it works, but we're going to take our pickup tube with the cotter pin in, and then we're going to do this just like we would any other pickup tube, whether it be Dillon, Lee, Hornady, whoever, and we're going to pick up our primers. And then we're going to transfer them over to the new slide bar automatic priming system. So now that we have our primers in our pickup tube, we're going to go ahead and install these into the slide bar system. So we're going to take our pickup tube opposite the end that we installed our primers and place it down into the threaded adapter here. And with this, we want to make sure that we get it fully seated, and then we remove our cotter pin. At that point, our primers will slide right in. And then we're going to install our protective shield here, and this is a nice little feature. that Redding provides, and you will notice that the tolerances and the fit are just superb. I'm just going to snug that up a little bit by hand. Everything is very rigid. It's well engineered, and it's a great upgrade. So now that we have our primers in place, we will pull back on the handle to charge a primer, and you'll see that there's one there. And then we're just going to put our brass in, our shell holder, raise our ram slightly, push forward on the slide bar, and seat our primers. And then once we have our primer seated, we pull forward, the slide bar returns, and then we have a seated primer. Hey guys, if you're thinking about making this upgrade to your T7, it will really pick up the pace as far as the turret goes. It works flawlessly. I'm going to provide the part numbers below, so you guys can take a look at those if you're interested. I think it's a great investment. If you have any questions, feel free to drop some comments below, and if you would, like and subscribe, and we'll get some more of these videos out in the future.